Hey guys, welcome back to this week's comic book review. Unexpected third part. Did not know that the other comics in part 2 would take so long to run through. So we're going to get back into the controversial Green Lantern 53, my comic book of the week. The reason I say this comic book is controversial, once again, is because a lot of people felt that, a few people thought it was good, just like Brightest Day Zero. And a few people thought it was bad because it branched out into other stories instead of sticking to a main story. But once again, this is the start of Brightest Day. So, of course, it's going to branch off into other titles because some of the characters in Green Lantern are going off in different directions. So, yes, it's teasing new titles, but it has its own story in it. Like I was saying in the other part, I'm not going to repeat myself with the stuff I've already mentioned. What I would like to say from the beginning that I missed was you get a one page of Hector Heyman talking to somebody who they're not revealing at this time, who claimed to have been around with the Guardians way before even the Manhunters. So that's pretty dang old. And you find out where, Parallax, thank you. My brain is not here today. Been editing the Spider-Man Superboy show, which was in before this comic book review. But you find out where Parallax is. He's with this guy who claims to have actually put in the brightest day in the Green Lantern quote. So, Parallax is there. I'm guessing he's, throughout the series, going to be, this is my guess, collecting the other entities for each Lantern Corps, since he has Parallax already. So, yes, there was a truce, like I said. There was a romantic moment between Carol and Hal. Not a romantic moment. He asked her if she loved him, and, of course, Sinestro interrupts and tells Hal about the White Lantern that he found, which was in Brightest Day Zero. Tie-in. There's, once again, the Lex Luthor Orange Lantern scene, and he says land is what gives power. There was, now this is where I was interrupted, the Flash and Saint Walker fixing up the cemeteries where all the Black Lanterns broke out. Saint Walker's giving a kind of like a prayer thing. And then the last story, or the last thing that branches out, and this is actually where things start to branch out, because nothing branched out until actually this part of the issue. Atrocitus is on his home world of Yasmalt, the Red Lantern homeworld, and Gantha and Guy are talking about the Guardians. Actually, Gantha actually says, and I will quote, let's see, I'm trying to find it. I vow to, and you know the vow I have made to fight against the Guardians and their Green Lantern Corps. So Gantha is actually going to be fighting against the Green Lantern Corps, and he's bringing together a team. Atrocitus, and surprise, in the last page, Guy Gardner, whom actually makes the statement, of course you know as well as I do, Gantha, if we go through this, Jordan and I are done being friends for good. And Gantha says, yes, I know. And here is where the branch off happens. With Guy Gardner, underneath Guy Gardner, it branches off into Green Lantern Emerald Warriors #1. With Gantha, it branches off into Green Lantern Corps number 48. And with Hal Jordan, it branches off into Brightest Day, and down here also branches off into Brightest Day. But this actually, Hal Jordan also branches off into Green Lantern. I don't know why it says Brightest Day #1 there. And then on the oh wait, next issue for Green Lantern is going to be who the Mystery of the White Lantern. So I'm guessing after the first two Brightest Day issues, there'll be a White Lantern or something like that, and it'll come into the next issue of Green Lantern. Book of the week for me. I'm sorry for those of you who didn't like the book because they claimed it branched off in so many different directions. This had a pretty big story in it. It didn't branch off until the last 2 pages. Yeah, I mean, how do you expect them to promote another series coming out, and where Green Lantern Corps is going to tie into this? You wanted them to do it maybe in Green Lantern Corps? Anyway, but you know, that's another reviewer's opinion, and I respect it. I'm just saying though, just because it had a branch off at the last 2 pages did not make this issue bad. This issue is a definite pickup for those of you who are sticking around for Brightest Day like me. I will absolutely be picking up Brightest Day. I know Michael's even picking up Brightest Day 1, not only for the ring, but just to have Brightest Day #1, and he's actually getting an extra ring just like I am. So, Brightest Day #1 should be coming out, not next week, I know that for sure, because it's this week's worth of comics. but I believe the first week of May, which is in 2 weeks. So stick around for Brightest Day to start up in 2 weeks on here, as well as Green Arrow and a few more drop titles. As you guys will notice, next week there are going to be a few titles that are going to be missing from next week's review. And I hate to name a few, but one is the Ultimate Avengers, #2, and one is Thor, because honestly I'm making room for DC Comics, and another one is, of course, Deadpool. So you're not going to be seeing those anymore, guys. Sorry, I was enjoying them, but when cuts need to be made, cuts need to... Well, I was enjoying Thor, so that's the only title I kind of hesitated on, but when cuts need to be made, cuts need to be made. Okay, going through these once again. Green Lantern 53, an absolute pickup. My comic book of the week. You guys know the last comic book I review is always the one that I like the most. Blackest Night Director's Cut. One shot. Pick it up. Worth the $6. In my opinion, if you're a completionist, if you loved the Blackest Night series like I did, this was definitely an add-on to that. Superman Batman 71, concluding Our Worlds at War's aftermath thing. It severely out of character, guys. I mean, if you bought it because I was recommending it, the last 2 parts, I'd say get the last part, but it's a big warning. Superman especially is way out of character. Supergirl 52, continuing Last Stand of New Krypton. Pretty good, pretty good. Has little tidbits for Supergirl's future and tidbits for the Legion's future. So pick it up. Dark Wolverine 85. I'm loving this crossover between Dark Wolverine and Wolverine Origins. Absolutely pick it up. Doom Wars 3. I don't want to say it's disappointed because it actually gave me what I was looking for, a reason for what's going on, and a interest in seeing the next part. So I say, why not pick it up? So far, it's not disappointing. It's just moving pretty slow. Amazing Spider-Man 628, really good. Enjoying the Juggernaut story arc. It's a 3-parter, and there's also a little tidbit over here, extra Peter Parker unemployed, little story add-on. Why not pick it up? Actually, second time I'm actually saying pick up an Amazing Spider-Man, so you know it's good. Siege Spider-Man one shot. It was pretty good. Classic Venom versus Spider-Man, except Venom's not Brock. You know, so I wish Eddie Brock would be Venom again, but right now he's anti-Venom, and Marvel thinks they know what's good for everyone, so oh well. Ultimate Spider-Man 9. Still enjoying it, like I said, guys, though it has changed over the years because of Ultimatum. It's just about getting the taste for the new way the Ultimate Universe is going. Once again, you know, Marvel thinks they know what they're doing. So, well, the Ultimate Spider-Man comic books haven't really disappointed that much yet. As far as this one, Ultimate Avengers 6, which was a very disappointing ending. And just, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. But like I said, if you guys have got the other 5 issues, I mean, if you want to finish it, you might as well. But it was really anticlimactic. The end, basically, the Red Skull got taken out in 2 panels. Not really that good. But anyway, and there was no real confrontation between Steve Rogers and the Red Skull. It was literally, spoiler, just a plane going right through him. I mean, come on. That really, you don't finish an issue up like that, but whatever. And finally, Avengers vs. Agent Atlas, a absolute pass. The miniseries was ruined by this issue. Like I said, there were a few good things about this series, this miniseries, a few bad things about this miniseries, but all in all, it was just to promote the Agent Atlas comic, which is coming out next month, Agent Atlas #1. So all for naught. It was really just a fail at the end. That's all I can say. It was a fail. And there was a side story about the Gorilla Man, or whatever the fuck that Gorilla guy's name is. I don't give a shit. It wasn't that good anyway. So it's a pass. If you've been getting it right along, if you really want to see the ending, go ahead. In my opinion, it was a pass. It wasn't what I was expecting anyway. Once again, guys, DC has produced great comic books. I have a feeling I'm going to be talking about Brightest Day just like I've been about Brightest Day, just like I've been about Blackest Night. Look forward, like I said, I'll be working on a lot of different things on this page. Hope you guys enjoyed the first issue of the Spider-Man and Superboy show. And we'll see what else is going to be coming to this page. Hopefully I'll catch you guys on Skype for those of you who I haven't talked to in a while. And yeah, and hopefully Amber will be back. If not, it'll be Mike and I for a while. And Landmark, 25th episode of my comic reviews.
Congrats.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. And with that, I will see you guys next week. Got a lot of comic books next week. That's why I had to put Thor down, because there's a lot of comic books next week. Maybe I'll get Thor in the following week as a back issue thing. But yeah, catch you guys next week.